Falcon fans, welcome back to another video from Atlanta Falcons Pandemic. Now, my last video, we talked about the players the Falcons released to get the squad down to 53. I also gave my insight on players that I thought for sure had a chance on making the squad, along with some surprise players that I thought could make the team. The Falcons end up letting them go. Now, however, the Falcons have manned their practice squad, their 13-member practice squad. And now, since Thursday, Friday, the Falcons have added three more players to that practice squad, totaling, making a total to 16. Uh, and this squad also had some expectations that were like no brainers for some of the ones that made it. Um, and even the ones that I thought would make the practice squad are on this practice squad. However, there are also actually it was not but one surprise person on there that I no, actually two. Well, maybe one uh surprise that I thought, you know, that made this team. Um but guys, the Falcons are all, we are winning also with the practice squad. We are winning in even the practice squad. The offense, the way they're set up, we're winning. The defense definitely set up with this depth. We are winning in that. And now with this practice squad, and I'm hoping nobody claims these players off the practice squad, but we are also winning in that aspect as well. Now here's the thing about this practice squad too. Uh, a lot of these players, I'm gonna say a lot of them. A couple of them are actually trade bait. Tyler Henneken ended up being a trade bait for a future sixth-round draft pick. And this reminds me of the quote again. I'm going to share it with you again. When Terry Fontenot uttered the words, today's abundance meets tomorrow's necessity. So it is now tomorrow. We've had an abundance of players that a lot of teams need, uh, and their necessity, our abundance rather, meets the necessity of other teams, which will equal to either more draft capital or trade bait. So Terry Fontenot is, I mean, he is one heck of a chess player. Forget tic tac toe, forget checkers. Terry Fontenot is a chess player at this game, and uh, he's a genius. He's a genius. And I did a video on Terry Fontenot, so make sure y'all go check that out. Um, and but he, like I said, he's a genius, and I may end up doing another video. If we go ahead and win the Super Bowl, I'm gonna definitely do another video on Terry. Uh, but I admire the work Terry has done, and another GM that I admire, Ryan Pohl, who's up there in Chicago. These both of these guys have, they're young, and they have got to be two of the smartest GMs in the league. Uh, so I mean, Ryan Pohl, he's revamping that Chicago Bears defense. Not a quite as team organization. Uh, Not as quite as fast as Terry has built one here, but he's up and coming. He's young. But I still got Terry Fontenot winning GM of the year. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, the way he's put this team together so fast, uh, and it's like he just knew what was going to happen. He just was patient with it. He didn't make no rash decisions, no rush decisions, and lo and behold, guys, we have a Super Bowl caliber team that's ready to go play. But anyway, we're gonna look at this practice squad, and I'm gonna share with you here. Let's go, and gonna share this list with you, and we're gonna look at it together. And let's see. Now we're going to start off with Chris Blair. Now Chris Blair was one of the ones that I thought wasn't even going to make the 53 man roster, and he did not. But at the same time, he made the practice squad. Uh, his hands in that Miami Dolphins game is what told me that he wasn't going to have a chance to make this team. But his speed showed me otherwise. Now, when Chris Blair played with Kirk Cousins and Penix, he looked like an all-star wide receiver. But for some reason, when he played with Heineke, Tyler Heineke, them two just couldn't connect until what was it, the Jaguar game, or was it the Ravens game? It was the Ravens game where they seemed like they were a pair, and Chris Blair made up for the drop that he had in the Miami game, preseason game. So he showed a lot of promise, but I still thought because of those drops and the way they hit him in his hands, it was almost like he was uh, Birdie Manuel relived. You know, the catches that he shouldn't make, he makes, and the one he should make, he drops. But his speed, I think, and he run route tree like nobody's business. But his speed going up that sideline and then post routes is an asset for him, and I think that's why he got uh, put on the practice squad as a look see. Um, the next person is Natron Brooks. No surprise there, right? I mean, Natron proved that he's a hitter, number one. As far as coverage, I'm not going to say he was suspect in coverage, but he's one of these cornerbacks that once that receiver catches the ball, he's right there. So unless it's down the field somewhere, Natron Brooks is going to be one of these sideline to sideline cornerbacks, especially on these under routes. These receivers are going to be shook trying to catch a ball with Natron Brooks in the vicinity. So, but he was one of these players that I just knew we had to find a way to either, and I thought he actually was going to make the team, but he ended up getting put on the practice squad, which is a plus for us as well. But he may be one we lose. Uh, somebody may claim him. Somebody may claim him. Uh, the next player is safety Dan Cruikshank. Cruikshank is another player that showed a lot of promise. He showed a lot of promise. And when I said Raheem Morris was going to have a hard time deciding on who to keep, he was one of these players that made was going to make the decision hard. But lo and behold, we ended up with Justin Simmons on board, and that pushed Cruikshank right out the door. So not out the door, so to speak, but out of contention for being on that 53 man roster. The Cruikshank was pretty good. He was pretty good in coverage, and he's good for helping out over the top, and a lot of energy, a lot of energy. Uh, but lo and behold, he made a practice squad, and rightly so. He deserved it. Next players is Julian Davenport. I didn't think that Atlanta was going to bring anybody from the offensive line, at least him anyway, to the practice squad. Uh, excuse me, but I know one player that I thought was going to make the team was, you know, offensive lineman that was going to make the team was Andre Stuber. Uh, but he ended up making a practice squad as well. But Julian Davenport, he's a big guy, man. I mean, but we do need depth at that offensive line. So this is a pretty good pickup for Atlanta. And it's just like the defense. You know, we have players that that could very well be day one players as depth players for Atlanta. So this is a pretty good offensive lineman pickup for Atlanta. Hopefully he does not get picked up and claimed. We got a lot of injured offensive linemen across the league, so hopefully he does not get picked up. The next player is wide receiver Dylan Drummond. Uh, I'm gonna be honest and say I didn't see a whole lot of him except for his play on special teams during the OTAs and the one-on-one scrimmages, uh, preseason scrimmages. But as far as a wide receiver, I think, like I said before, I think I saw him catch one pass, which was kind of a safe uh, throw for him, and or say for him for Tyler. But like I said, I didn't see a whole lot of footage on him as a wide receiver, but he made the practice squad, so he must have caught the attention uh, of Coach Raheem Morris. The next player, and this guy here, tight end John Fitzpatrick, I actually was surprised that he was released. I thought for sure that he was going to be here. John Fitzpatrick is one of these tight ends. He can block. Two, I don't know what was going on between him and Tyler Henneke, where he couldn't catch the ball from Tyler, but John Fitzpatrick actually had some very good hands. So I don't know why he was released. Maybe it was something that uh, Coach Raheem Moore saw in practice or in the games that you know, uh, didn't win him to a starting position on the 53-man roster. But I thought for sure he was going to be here. But the next player is D lineman Damone Harris. Damone Harris had a lot of flashes. So it's understood as to why he made this practice squad. Uh, he's a big guy as well. And Damone is one of these guys. I actually thought he was going to be in contention to, outplay one of these rookies. But I don't know. I think when Damone was playing in, what was it, Miami, he had a pretty good game against Miami. Actually, a real good game against Miami. Uh, and he had a decent game against Minnesota and Jacksonville as well. But I think that Miami game was the one where he stood out and showed a lot of promise. So it's rightly so that he made the practice squad. D lineman Khalid Kareem. Uh, this is one of the players that we picked up here recently. I think it was Thursday or Friday, one of the two. But I'll talk about that here in a minute. Let's jump down to Kevin King. Uh, Kevin King, I thought for sure was going to earn a spot on this 53-man roster. Uh, Before he got hurt in Green Bay, Kevin King was a very, very good corner. Very good corner. Uh, but he's been out for a year or 2 years, and he had a couple of injuries that's going to keep your mind wondering. But he showed in the Baltimore game, and he showed in the Jacksonville Jaguars game that he still got a little life in it. He's a little older now. What, he's 30 now? I think he's 30. But I'm I like Kevin. I like Kevin. Actually, when he was with Green Bay, I was watching that game. I think they were playing against Detroit, or was it Dallas? I think it was Detroit, and he had a heck of a game. He had a couple of interceptions, and on a run back, he almost scored. And so Kevin King is a nice cornerback, a nice pickup for us. Of course, we have a lot of young guys in that has a lot of promise. That's fast. Younger. So it's understandably why Kevin King had been put on the practice squad. Don't want to lose him. Uh, I don't remember if the league across the league we have a lot of injured cornerbacks that uh, you know could come in and interfere with us being able to keep him. But 'cause I like Kevin. I was thinking he was going to have a surefire shot at being on the 53-man squad. This next player, defensive tackle Zion Logue, I was real surprised that we brought him back. Of course, uh, I said in my previous video that we're going to keep more defensive tackles of the D linemen than usual, and it's probably just one of the ways that we're going to keep them. Of course, we didn't bring but one back, and that was Zion Logan. I was actually, like I said, I was surprised because during all three games, Miami, Baltimore, and Jacksonville, he kind of seemingly got pushed around a little bit. I mean, he had a couple of good tackles where he seemed immovable, you know, at that nose tackle position. And like I said, he's a big guy, got some long arms. Matter of fact, he was engaged in a tackle. I think that against the Baltimore Ravens. Uh, Engaged in a tackle, a block rather, not a block, but in a and an inner tackle, and he reached out, well, engaged with the offensive lineman rather, and he reached out and he grabbed the running back with like one arm. He had like the I want to say the offensive guard in one arm or the center in one arm, and he just reached out and grabbed the running back with the other arm and made the tackle. So that was pretty impressive for him. But the rest of the games, I actually was looking at him because he's one of the ones I had high hopes for, and more than so because he was a uh, Georgia boy. I was looking for him to come in and stand out, but he didn't have the impact like I thought he would. I actually thought he was going to have the kind of impact that Brandon Dorless or uh, Ruko Roro had, kind of impact. But it didn't happen that way. He got put on the practice squad. He showed, like I said, he showed some flashes of goodness, of greatness. He showed athletic ability, and definitely showed how strong he was. He did that time again, because like I said, he's very strong. But lo and behold, he's on the practice squad now. The next player is defensive lineman LaCal London. LaCal London was being talked about ever since the OTA started. Apparently, they liked what they saw in this guy, but he didn't do quite enough to stand out from the rest of the pack there. So that's three defensive linemen in it. Four, one, two, three, four defensive linemen that we brought in. So, but like I said, we we're gonna be pretty deep. But anyway, LaCal London didn't do quite enough to stand out from the rest of the pack. So I'm thinking that's why he got assigned to the practice squad. Uh, he deserved that second, third, maybe even fourth look. Uh, but I'm thinking LaCal may get taken from us. He just may. But he's young. I mean, he's very capable. He just didn't bring that thunder like I thought he was going to bring. Wide receiver Jesse Matthews, next player. I didn't see a whole lot from Jesse Matthews. Uh, don't even remember a catch from him, so I can't really speak on him. We're very deep on that wide receiver core too. I think if Jesse Matthews is being brought in, put on this practice squad, it's probably more for like special teams. If it came down to that, or if somebody got hurt, but you know, it may be just one of the things too that uh, well, I don't know, because Raven McLeod, he's still with. I mean, they still with us. Of course, we got wide receiver Dylan Drummond up there as well on the practice squad. So it may be one of those things that just in case, uh, and don't want to lose him, but could use him. So he's on the practice squad. Probably one of these things of the best of the least type of situation. But like I said, I didn't see a whole lot of catches from Jesse Matthews to really speak on whether or not he deserves a second or third or fourth look. But anyway, Monty Rice, he's another one of these players we just recently picked up. Uh, I don't know which day it was, Thursday or Friday, but we just really recently picked him up, and I'll talk on him in just a bit in a minute. But we're gonna drop on down to offensive lineman Andrew Stuber. Andrew Stuber is a guy that I thought for sure was going to make this 53-man squad, uh, and I think he still should. Andrews is a very nice blocker. I don't know where the lacking is, but pass rush, run block, and he's very good. Uh, he was actually used on a couple of pulling guard type plays, and he did his job. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe uh, Coach Raheem Morris saw something that he didn't draw any penalties or nothing like that. He was penalty drawn, jumping off sides, holding the carrying on. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we got two offensive linemen. Uh, I guess that's for safety reasons too, because we may have. I'm not gonna say just in case somebody gets hurt or something like that. Now, Caleb McGarry showed a lot of promise and a lot of improvement since last season. So I don't know. Maybe they're suspect on Caleb. Maybe. Because Caleb pretty much was playing against nobody. Because I know even in the OTAs, most he saw Braylon Trice a few times. He saw Bertrand a couple of times. So, and he did a pretty good job against them. But you're not gonna go all out like that against your own, you know, your own team. So we'll see when the season starts how much of an improvement that Caleb Gary uh, has improved. Hopefully he's improved a whole lot since last season. Last season he was kind of suspect. You saw the improvement in him last season, but at the same time you saw areas where he could use a lot of improvement. Matthew Bergeron uh, showed an improvement grade that was far better than Caleb. So I don't know. I think Caleb McGarry. We'll see week one. We'll see if Caleb McGarry has grown uh, in that much of an area in that much of an area in improvement department because I mean he definitely needed it. Running back Carlos Washington Jr. Carlos actually, to me, this is my own personal opinion. Carlos showed more promise than McClellan, Jace McClellan. This is what I mean. This is just my opinion. McClellan, uh, I guess he's one of these running backs that like to give the time for the hole to open because he gets to the line of scrimmage and he kind of like he stutter steps. Y'all remember how um, what's our boy name? Yeah, I go. I hate when I brain fart like this. It's one of our former running backs. He just tiptoes, and we got him from the L.A. Rams, y'all. But anyway, Jason McClellan, he doesn't make up his mind fast enough to me. Uh, I know he's a rookie, and he's high has high expectations coming from Alabama. But in all three games, he when the ball is handed off to him, he gets that. He's fine. I mean, has a burst coming out of that backfield. But once he gets up to that line of scrimmage, he does like a shuffle. Shuffle step, and he's doing this type of thing. He's stuttering, and uh, he's not going to be able to do that against day ones starters. He's not going to be able to do that. He just barely got it done during preseason. A lot of times he got stopped at the line of scrimmage. Uh, and I just don't know. I think Carlos did a better job. Um, but we're deep in that department as well because we do have William Avery still back there. So uh, just in case, Carlos Washington was placed on the practice squad. Uh, but like I said, I think he did a better job than Jace McClellan. But Jace is a rookie with a with very high expectations. So I guess they went with the better of two evils. High expectations. I don't know. But anyway, the last person is Elijah Wilkinson. Uh, he's another one we picked up recently, last couple of days, and I will speak on him in here in just a second too. But guys, that's the squad. That's the 16-man roster that we now have. And if you look, I mean, as a man, this is nice. This is nice to have in reserve. This is nice because each one of these players actually showed flashes of, I mean, a promise that if called up, they can, still they can get the job done too. Uh, Hopefully they won't have to get called up because of an injury or something like that. But if so, that's probably the only reason they would get called up if somebody gets injured or uh, they just want to have somebody uh, in the reserve to just in case something is not going our way. But this is a nice pickup for us. I mean, Chris Blair, Natron Brooks definitely. Dan Cruikshank, Julian Davenport, not Julian Davenport, John Fitzpatrick. And this is my favorite people, Kevin King. But I don't know. We'll see about how well this work out. Hopefully, we'll be able to use these people and at some aspect, whether it be uh, trade bait, as you may see. Because if we can't keep something out of it, let's just say we can't keep a well, we've already extended AJ. So, but Kevin King has a good shot, I think, that can come in and make this team. Uh, but I don't know. It all depends on how Clark Phillips and the others step up. Clark Phillips showed a lot of promise. Man, he actually surprised me to be somebody to be young as he is. Uh, but he surprised me. He surprised me. But guy, that is our squad. I mean, our practice squad anyway. And what's let's see, who was it I was talking about first? Wilkerson, the offensive lineman Elijah Wilkerson. Uh, he's actually he played here before. So in 2022, started in 9 games, took 100% of the offensive snaps at left guard in those games. And that's why I was saying that, we hoping that Caleb McGarry improve like we think he's going to do or has done. Uh, Otherwise, we won't need to use or call up Wilkerson. Uh, but at the same time, Wilkerson has battled injuries during the season and spent time on injury reserve from weeks 9 through 13 last season. But overall, Wilkerson, a former undrafted free agent, has appeared in at least 9 games each season since joining the league in 2017. His peak came in 2019 when he played 15 games and started 12 with the Denver Broncos. He has a history of playing both guard and tackle on either side of the line. He also has 3 fumble recoveries on his resume, all in different seasons. And that explains why Wilkerson is on the practice squad. Coach Raheem Morris loves guys that can play multiple positions. And with him playing both guard and tackle, uh, and hopefully we won't have to bring nobody up. But if somebody sustains a tweaked ankle or something like that, we're able to to bring somebody up. And I mean, him being able to play both guard and tackle, he's a sure in. The Aragon, the Arizona Cardinals released Wilkerson Tuesday from their 53-man roster. Uh, let's see who else I was supposed to be talking about. Khalid Kareem. Uh, he was also a 53-man casualty from the Chicago Bears. Kareem joined the NFL in 2020 as a fifth-round draft pick for the Cincinnati Bengals. As a rookie, he played in all of the Bengals games, totaling 19 tackles and a sack. He has his top 7 game appearances since then. However, um, he hasn't. I mean, he most recently played in just 1 game during the 2023 season. That was mainly due to the injuries that the Chicago Bears were sustaining. However, Kareem sustained an injury himself and spent time on injury reserve at the same point in each of the 3 seasons. The last player was who was that last player? Monty Rice, a linebacker that we picked up last couple of days. Rice was a third-round draft pick out of the University of Georgia for the Titans in 2021. Uh, During those 3 seasons that he followed, Rice totaled 128 tackles, 5 stops for loss, and 2 pass breakups. His best season came in 2022 when he made 66 tackles, 4 stops for loss, and 1 pass breakup. Pretty impressive. Yeah. The fourth-year linebacker spent training camp with the New Orleans Saints after the team claimed him off of waivers late last season. the Saints let Rice go to reach their 53-man limit. Uh, as always, it is important to remember the practice squad. Now, here's the thing too about somebody like Rice. Does he have a connection to uh Terry Fontenot? Because it's funny that we brought in another linebacker. Brought in another one. Not saying we couldn't have used one, but we're deep, very deep at linebacker. Was he a special teams player? I don't know. Somebody drop a comment and let me know whether or not he was a special teams player with the Saints and or with the Tennessee Titans. It seemed like he spent more time with the Saints than he did. Uh, no, he spent more time with the Titans than with the Saints. But somebody let me know if he was a special team player. That's kind of strange that we brought in another linebacker, even to put him on a practice squad. But you never can be too careful, right? So, but guys, that is my coverage perspective on the 53-man roster. Uh, that gives us a total of 16. And Terry Fontenot is still cooking. He's still cooking. And I'm gonna speak on that probably within the next couple of videos too. Uh, about how Terry Fontenot is cooking and building this offensive side of the ball. I think I already spoke on the defensive side in one of my previous videos. This time I'm gonna talk on the offensive side. And I got an interesting perspective on Kirk Cousins and what I expect of him coming up in that video. So you guys might want to join me in that one. I may even turn that one into an actual podcast as opposed to just doing a talk video, talk content. Um, and I haven't done a podcast yet, but I may turn that one into a podcast and invite everybody on and get their input because everybody have their different expectation of what of what they expect from Kirk Cousins. But I think my expectation supersedes everybody. I think it is, because I think for the masses, I think a lot of people are thinking that is 4,000 plus yards in between 25 and 30 touchdowns or 20 and 25 touchdowns. I'm telling you, I have an interesting perspective that I'm going to share with you guys. And I hope you guys join me on that one, whether I make it a podcast or make it a video. But at the same time, you see the scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Please reach out and follow me and subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Atlanta Falcon Fandemic. Uh, but I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, reach out, subscribe, hit the notification bell on everything so you'll know when I drop the video. And if I decide to turn the thing into a podcast, uh, I'm going to send out a lot of notices because I want everybody to join in and give their input. And we're going to have some fun with this thing because, like I said, my expectation of Kirk Cousins is supersedes, I think, everybody. Uh, of course, I'm a little more optimistic than a lot of people. I mean, I understand the frustration of not being able to that we haven't been able to bring a Super Bowl here to Atlanta. But I got you. We have to give Kirk Cousins his due, as long as as well as Coach Raheem Moore's. We've got to get behind Coach. We've got to get behind him. I mean, I'm bought in. I hope everybody else is. Uh, and you see what Terry is doing. Terry has built this squad. The practice squad. You just seen. Even the practice squad is built up strong. Each player can come in and if need be and fill in and perform. So guys, that's my time. Uh, please give me a thumbs up for this video. Uh, please drop in the comments. Come in the comments. Give me your thoughts, questions, answers, and as some of you may already know, I always reply. I love talking Falcon football all the time. All the time I talk Falcon football. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this video. I can't wait to get my podcast started. Uh, It's just a matter of working in everything into my schedule. I got to lighten the load a little bit, so I can keep bringing you guys some good content, and hopefully I can get you guys to log in and join that podcast, and uh, and build me up. And you guys, the ones that's already subscribed, thank you so much. I'm only a few hundred away uh, from a few hundred. Yeah, I'm just a few hundred away. I don't remember where I'm at now. So y'all keep on spreading the word. Atlanta Falcon Pandemic on YouTube, uh, Facebook, Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all take care. Rise up.